I had been bracing for this day for months. The divorce hearing was supposed to be routine, just a formality after all the months of planning, evidence gathering, and mental preparation. I walked into the courtroom with calm resolve, expecting tension, maybe bitterness, but nothing could have prepared me for the sight that greeted me. She walked in, belly visibly swollen, a confident smile plastered across her face. She looked like she had won something monumental, like I had already lost. My first instinct was shock, then disbelief. My mind raced. Did she really think this would intimidate me? Did she believe that a pregnancy, her latest manipulation, would somehow rewrite the story she had written with her infidelity? The arrogance in her smile burned, but I kept my expression neutral, even serene. I had spent months learning to hold power quietly, to act deliberately instead of reacting impulsively. She strutted to her seat, chatting casually with her attorney, showing off the pregnancy as if it were a trophy. The court murmured, some glances curious, others sympathetic, but I didn't flinch. I let her illusion of control settle around her, thick and heavy, knowing it would eventually suffocate her. When it was my turn to speak, I began calmly, laying out the facts, months of deception, betrayal, dishonesty, and the deliberate disregard for trust that had led us here. I didn't mention the pregnancy at first. I didn't need to. The truth had weight far greater than any theatrics she could produce. The judge listened, attentive, impartial, and I felt the quiet power of clarity working in my favor. Then, at the right moment, I addressed the pregnancy. Not with anger, not with accusation. I spoke factually, legally, and without drama. I reminded the court that responsibility, not spectacle, determines the outcome. A pregnancy does not erase years of betrayal. It does not override misconduct or entitlement. I provided evidence of her infidelity, her attempts to manipulate, and her disregard for both the law and the sanctity of marriage. Her smile faltered slightly, almost imperceptibly, as the weight of her actions pressed in. The courtroom remained composed, but the shift was palpable. She realized for the first time that her attempt to leverage a new life as power had failed. Her display of victory was meaningless against preparation, evidence, and the quiet, unshakable resolve of someone who refused to be intimidated. By the end of the hearing, the divorce was finalized on terms favorable to me. Custody discussions, property division, and financial matters were settled with precision, leaving her with little room for manipulation. She had thought the pregnancy gave her leverage, but in reality, it only highlighted her recklessness, her attempts to rewrite reality, and the lengths she would go to assert control. Walking out of the courtroom, I felt a mixture of relief and satisfaction. She had tried to stage a victory, to flaunt her audacity, but I had maintained calm and clarity. She had expected fear, reaction, and negotiation. Instead, she found boundaries, preparation, and consequences. Later she called, panicked, asking to negotiate or explain herself. I didn't answer. I had already won. Not by outshouting her, not by humiliating her, but by refusing to let her chaos dictate my life. Her pregnancy was real, yes, but it did not give her power over me, and it never would. Her smile in the courtroom had meant nothing. The lesson she learned finally was brutal. Attempts to intimidate with drama are powerless against preparation, calm resolve, and the strength of someone who refuses to be manipulated. She thought she had the upper hand. In truth, she had handed me the clarity and resolve that would shape the rest of my life.